Kamala's campaign shifted so far to the right. I will actually say...
Wait, the right?
Yeah.
Right wing?
Yeah.
Okay.
They're already building concentration camps.
I have a lot of friends and family who are more brown presenting. Like I'm half Colombian, half white.
Wait, hold on. We can stick on one topic if you want, or you can just continue to talk over me as you're doing right now. What's going on, everyone? James Klug here. Today, we're back in California, and I'm going to check in with Democrats to see how they're handling the good news about Donald Trump's presidential win. Let's go talk to some people. Huge shout out to our friends over at Daily Wire Plus for sponsoring this video. How are we feeling after this election?
Ooh, I'm not feeling great.
Okay, how about you?
Yeah, not good.
I think I was a little disappointed.
To be honest, I don't know how I feel about the election.
I'm very unhappy with the results.
Bad, definitely bad, yeah, not hopeful.
Disgusted.
Disgusted, yeah. And
It's nothing but a shit show.
what are we concerned about? Are we concerned about Project 2025?
I don't know enough to comment, but I'm definitely not happy, so.
How do you feel about the results?
I am ecstatic.
Excellent.
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 Amazing. Yeah. I mean, come on, are you kidding?
It looks like we're taking this country back away from the woke policies that happened back in, starting honestly in 2008 and a little bit before that if you really think about it, but it's definitely made a big difference. I see
Full rejection of wokeness you're seeing.
Yeah, I see that a lot.
Okay, why are we not feeling good, you guys?
I'm just not a big fan of Trump, and I'm not excited for Project 2025.
Right on.
Yeah, I just really don't like the authoritative direction that the Republican Party has taken. I know Donald Trump has personally talked about banning gender-affirming care for anybody of any ages, which just seems very unconstitutional. I thought this was the country of freedom. I also really don't like how divisive the Republican Party is.
Do you want your country run by a bunch of ugly, mean-spirited people?
And that's
Do you
what
want that?
Well, I think.
I'm asking you.
Oh, me personally, no.
Yes.
Ugly and mean-spirited, no, definitely not.
Okay, and you don't see Donald Trump being ugly and mean-spirited? You don't see him as that? Come on, man.
And then as for you, I want to know, can you see out of this?
Barely.
Barely, okay.
I can see mostly out of the mouth.
Tell me what's going on here, you guys. Just to explain to the audience what exactly is going on here. I genuinely don't know. I know I'm familiar with furries. Are we both furries or no?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We are.
This is my first time going out in public by myself, like just without like a group of other furries. So we're just seeing people like waving.
Stronger in numbers, huh?
Yeah.
Even when you see Trump during one of his rallies, I went to Trumpchella and people were dropping like flies out there because it was so hot. But I've seen in some of his rallies too, where he stops everything. He's like, hey, get a medic. This
He's
person's
done that
down.
a few times.
He's done that several times.
Yeah.
And, I think that his genuine compassion for people and for our country, it's showing, with a lot of people that, he really does care. He didn't have to do this. He didn't have to take on the hardest job in the world.
You like a felon in office?
Yes.
Yeah. You do?
Yes, sir. Yeah.
So,
Class E felony?
34 of them?
34, yes. You got the counts correct? 34?
Yeah. How many more?
But do you think it... Well, no, he says...
Things I wish I could get away with, but, I just
Wait,
morally
sir,
couldn't handle it.
Do you mind if we talk about the 34 felony counts?
We'll see what happens. We'll see what happens after 4 years. I mean,
Judge
people
Merchan
have
donating
regret.
to Democrats. You have the Attorney General that ran on getting Donald Trump. Do you think that was a fair process right there?
People who...
Did you hear what I said?
Kicked Donald Trump, who were in his cabinet and said no to him. How'd you like that one?
Yeah. Oh, wait.
And abortion rights? Come on. What about abortion rights?
What about abortion rights?
What do you mean? You stack
Project 2025, is it going to take away abortion rights?
Yes, it's all going to take away.
It's all federally.
Let's see what happens.
It's gonna be gone.
How many states have already done it when it was federally done? When you stack the Supreme Court.
Yeah. What do you stacking the Supreme Court? You just mean like appointing like justices, right?
Appointing. You look at the figures and how the votes have gone.
You call it stacking. Did previous presidents, was that stacking when they would pick Supreme Court justice?
When you put these people in place, we have a federalist society. When you have a mandate that they've been after for 50 years, and you see it play out, and people will wake up eventually. We'll see.
Elections have their consequences, If you lose an election, that's what happens. All right, everyone. Today's sponsor is our good friends over at Daily Wire Plus. Black Friday is coming up, and they're having the biggest sale of the year right now. 50% off your new Daily Wire Plus annual membership. Daily Wire Plus showcases big names like Ben Shapiro, Matt Walsh, Michael Knowles, Brett Cooper, and more, offering shows that are uncensored and ad-free. Plus, it's the exclusive home of Dr. Jordan Peterson and his entire library of content. Beyond that, Daily Wire Plus provides access to movies, series, and documentaries that not only entertain, but are making a serious impact on the culture war. What is a woman and am I racist? Being just a couple examples. Anyways, 50% off a new Daily Wire Plus annual membership is a pretty sweet deal. Let's see what California Democrats think about it.
I don't give a about your sponsor. I'm sorry.
Well, it's Daily Wire Plus, 50% off over at, you guys paying full price right now, or? Okay, all right, they didn't like the deal. Well, they seem really excited about the Black Friday sale happening right now. Make sure you guys are taking advantage of this promotion. Visit getdwplus.com/Klug or hit that link down in the description below. Let's get back into this video. I got to ask you a quick question. Where did Kamala Harris? Oh, we're talking about January 6th now.
Did you see Biden or Harris try to?
How long ago was January 6th?
That was 4 years ago, right?
Was that one riot?
One riot.
What about the hundreds of leftists rioting for 2020?
Right. Remember when Black Lives? Yeah. Million Man March? Did you see the Capitol?
Condemning violence across the board.
Did you see the Capitol then?
Yeah, they rioted on.
Had AK-47 sitting there like you're not going to do anything, but yet white people can do this. It's embarrassing.
Yeah,
it's embarrassing.
White people can't. There was a white person that got shot on January 6th, unlike the other riots.
How many police officers? You shouldn't be storming the Capitol. Accept the vote the way it is.
I never said that I'm defending. Is this goal just talking over me the whole time and just blurting out everything and shifting the goalposts? Or you want to have a real conversation? What do you think?
I don't think that there is a real conversation here. I think what's going to happen is you're going to see in 4 years, and it's going to change. People are going to be upset with it, and we'll see what happens.
We can stick on one topic if you want, or you can just continue to talk over me as you're doing right now.
Well, you keep bringing up other things. I'll bring up a few things too. How'd you like the
keep shifting around, keep jumping around
at the border? Yeah. How'd you like that?
It wasn't Trump's policy, and he ended it by executive order in 2018.
Let's go.
Uh-oh, he's hearing the facts. Run away. Thanks for your time. So
there are certain things I just can't get behind.
Yeah. What are those?
The narrative that LGBTQ is a negative thing. I think everybody's made the way that they're supposed to be made.
Okay, LGBTQ, a negative thing. So you see Donald Trump is pushing that as a negative thing across to the American people.
Well, that seems to be what I'm hearing when I listen to him talk.
You don't find Donald Trump's comments and statements to be rude and crude?
Is that your primary reason for not liking Donald Trump? Or do you think he is more of a fascist dictator? Do you think he's going to be ruling with an iron fist? What do you think?
I think if the Senate doesn't hold him accountable, that's exactly what he would like. I don't think there's any limits on what Donald Trump, how far he would go if people let him go.
What is the worry there for you under this current administration? What are they going to do? I've talked to gay Trump supporters, obviously gay Kamala supporters.
Right.
I would imagine the gay Trump supporters don't see as though they're going to get rights taken away. Do you disagree with those people? Do you think they're going to get rights taken away?
Yes.
Yeah.
I
what
think
rights?
That there's talk about repealing their marriage rights, right? So, I don't know. I'm not a fortune teller, and I don't participate in...
It's just what you're feeling?
Yeah.
So you think maybe Donald Trump would sign an executive order or something like that, removing the ability to get married for gay couples?
I think I'm more than Donald Trump. I feel like he's a symptom of a bigger kind of non-accepting that concerns me. So I don't know if it's really so much about Donald Trump as it is about the majority of the people that voted for him.
Yeah.
And what it is that it says about what Americans believe.
You know what? The popular vote is what I'm keeping in my mind.
The popular vote is what you're keeping. Oh, did you vote for Donald Trump or no?
No, I did not. Absolutely not.
Do you mind if I ask you, why are you keeping the popular vote in your mind?
Because I think the Electoral College is stupid. It should be one person, one vote. So actually, in this case, the people have spoken. So I'm coming to terms with it more because of that.
Why did you vote for Donald Trump?
Why? This is the best man in the world.
Why? Because he's going to bring us a better world, bring a better life.
Yeah.
Lower taxes, safer country. He's going to get the hostages out. He gets things done.
The good man, you know, it's really businessman, you know.
What do you think the Democrats did that didn't appeal to as many voters as the Republicans? What could they have improved on for this campaign?
I'm still trying to figure that out because I can't listen to anything that comes out of Donald Trump's mouth. It's so appalling to me.
I think Donald Trump is probably, if I can give him credit for anything, I think he's probably one of the best con men that ever lived. Maybe even a better con man than Hitler was. That's yet to be determined.
Do you think that they are comparable, Hitler, Donald Trump? Do you think there is a comparison there?
I think there's things about the way they've taken power that are comparable, absolutely.
Where do you think Kamala Harris and her campaign went wrong? Because obviously she wasn't resonating with the working class, the American people.
They were given the wrong message. They were confused about what the average American person wants, which is basic things. They want a good economy. They want work. They want cheap gas, cheap food. They want to be able to buy a home. You know, it's simple stuff. You know, I mean, yeah, and the immigration, which is a massive issue.
Okay, inflation, they haven't focused enough on inflation. They haven't done enough to improve the economy.
It was weird because they couldn't campaign on that necessarily because everyone would just be like, okay, well, you.
Correct.
So they kind of, in a way, had to almost ignore it.
They didn't have a choice. You never speak to your weaknesses unless you have a counter message.
Well, the biggest thing for me is Kamala's campaign shifted so far to the right. I will actually say,
the right,
yeah.
Right wing.
Yeah.
Okay.
Her campaign, especially towards the end, shifted so far center to the right, talking about instead of focusing on the issues that are going to benefit all Americans, like providing better social safety nets, better income equality, affordable housing. Again, the thing where people are hurting the most right now is inflation. And it was really disappointing to see her abandon her ban on price gouging and instead to focus on talking about how many immigrants that she was going to deport and how strong they were going to be at the border, where that's just the Republican Party's propaganda. That's their MO. People who just want to deport all immigrants are never going to vote for the Democratic Party. They're always going to vote for the Republican Party. So what Kamala's campaign should have done is hit those social safety nets and those popular progressive policies and say, this is what I'm going to do to make your life better. And say, okay, we're going to ban all of these immigrants, which again, the biggest thing that people talk about immigrants is,
she did start selling it as, I'm going to be tough on immigration. So you saw that as being more negative for her. You think she should have doubled down and went more towards her policy positions, let's say in 2019. Am I getting this correct?
Yes, that's correct.
And what turned you away from, let's say, Kamala Harris? What made you not want to vote for her?
She's not experienced. She's never all the time, whatever you see, she's not anything say something really special. You don't have anything, something, okay, we try to make it some different, change the world, zero.
Yeah.
Nothing. She's never be anything you can see. I never see she say something really talk, just a big smile, that's it.
Absolutely. Well, people don't identify with her at all. She was not popular before. They didn't identify with her. She did not answer questions properly or frankly.
I think also listening to her speak, I spent a lot of time listening to different interviews that Donald Trump and Kamala Harris did, and Donald Trump is much more articulate and much more, it seemed like his policies not only were a lot stronger, but also he could actually articulate them. It seemed like Kamala Harris was very big with word salads and things that didn't really make sense and being unburdened by what has been, and we are now being unburdened.
I don't think illegal immigration is an issue. I think and I know it's not an issue.
It was like the worst border crisis in American history.
It's not a border crisis. A majority of immigration crime happens from visa overstayers, not from people illegally crossing the border. And again...
Are you saying crime from visa overstays?
Yeah. So if you want to talk about illegal immigration, again, a majority of illegal immigration is from people who legally get visas and overstay their visas because there's not a legitimate path from visa ship to citizenship in this country, especially for people from black and brown countries, people from not white countries.
I have a lot of friends and family who are more brown presenting. Like I'm half Colombian and half white.
Wait, hold on.
No, I'm being so serious.
Hold on, I'm not meaning to laugh at you. I'm sorry.
No,
Brown presenting.
Like I look white, but I'm not.
What about majority of Hispanic men voting for Donald Trump?
No, yeah.
Is there a problem with being brown presenting?
No. It's just, there's a lot of conflicting ideas that are going on with politics right now, and I don't know how I feel about them.
I would love to clarify anything for you if you'd like, but brown presenting. Does it matter about the color of your skin?
No, of course not.
Do you think Donald Trump, you might be talking about that because of his cracking down on the southern border, illegal immigration. Sure, I get that. In my view, jumping from that to, I'm not saying this is necessarily what you're doing, but jumping from that to because of skin color, I don't know, loose, that seems, because you have the majority of Hispanic Americans that support cracking down on the southern border, it's the ideas that they support.
So the majority of illegal immigration comes from visa overstayers, not from people actually illegally crossing the border.
Okay, the majority of illegal immigration comes from visa overstays, is that correct?
Yeah, that's correct.
Okay.
And even
that number's not correct. The majority of visa overstays actually return home, versus the people that come here from the southern border, they stay. So that's where it's a little bit different. Over the last 4 years, it's actually been more people coming across the southern border and the border versus visa overstays. I think generally speaking, over when there's not a massive border crisis, that is correct. However, a lot of people forget to mention that the majority of visa overstays end up returning home. There'll be maybe students or whatever it may be, all sorts of people, but they end up returning home.
I just don't think that's true.
Day one of Donald Trump's presidency, what do you think that they're going to be doing? Do you think that they are going to be doing all the things that have been discussed over the last few months leading up to this election?
He's going to round up a lot of people, and a lot of innocent people are going to get picked up as well.
Right. Citizens?
Citizens, I believe that. Yeah.
Why do you think they're going to round them up? Who do you think specifically?
They're already building concentration camps. Or I would call concentration camps, places to keep all the Mexicans.
So a lot of these people come seeking asylum and are just here for work, but these big, especially agricultural companies, know that they can exploit them.
Oh, that's absolutely correct. You're absolutely correct about that. Yeah.
By saying okay, we are going to underpay you.
Imagine what those things are going to cost when those people are all gone. Imagine it. It's crazy. We need immigrants. We need that labor for our economy.
You think we should be taking the side of these major corporations when it comes to hey, they need that cheap labor? Defend it? Isn't that what these mega corporations want? Is that cheap labor? It's almost kind of arguing for slave labor in a way.
Yeah, so that's where what you do is you provide them legitimate forms to citizenship so that they can't be taken advantage of.
I was just talking to somebody that he was telling me that Kamala Harris lost because she tried to be too right-wing. What would your response to that be? I'm just curious.
That doesn't make it. No, I don't think that's. I think she was, if anything, too left wing. She wasn't too right wing at all.
He was saying that she maybe would have won if she said amnesty for all the illegals that came in over the last 3.5 years. I'm not making this up. I'm bringing up what he brought up, giving it to you. He said mass amnesty to the minimum 10 million illegals that came in under this administration would have won her the election.
Absolutely not. It would have been worse for her. Because that's not what the people want. The immigration was one of the biggest factors why she lost.
Top two issue.
Yeah, because they didn't for some reason they missed that whole concept. They missed everything.
I want to talk to you about the cabinet picks. How are we feeling about the cabinet picks right now?
Absolutely couldn't have done better.
Couldn't have done better.
Every one of them.
Right.
Yeah.
It seems as though you'll see a lot of Democrats maybe on social media saying, you see Republicans, this is what happens when you vote Trump, and all his supporters are saying, are you kidding me? This is what I voted for. This is awesome.
Yeah, exactly. As far as I'm concerned, this dream team will make liberals cry. It's beautiful.
I would say I would gladly take an estab because you're talking about Donald Trump. Sure, he says, he's going to mix something up. But again, all of that rhetoric is being used to mix up hatred. And again, you're talking about, he's going to get it there and mix stuff up. Okay, it's like authoritarian dictatorship. He literally said, he's like,
he was president before. Was he an authoritarian then?
Definitely had authoritarian policies.
More so than Biden?
Yeah, absolutely.
I don't know of anybody in the Biden administration who has suggested that we just arbitrarily go round up people and using the military to do it, exactly like Hitler did. You really want that? You really want this country to be like that?
You know, we do talk to Democrats that are very fearful of Donald Trump being this authoritarian, Hitler-like figure. You mentioned you're at ease. They're not. What would you say to them?
Give it time. You'll see. Time will prove that he is the best president we've ever had.
He spent 4 years previously and never became a dictator. Why do you think he'd start that now?
You'll have a lot of people that they're fearful of their rights being taken away. What are your thoughts about those responses?
I don't think that makes any sense at all. Their rights are going to be, they're going to have more rights now. Their rights were being taken away before when the Democrats were in.
He had his term 2016 to 2020. He didn't take anyone's rights away. So
You still have your rights now?
I still have my rights. I feel very confident, very comfortable.
I did not realize how much pressure and stress and concern and worry I had until Trump was elected. And then all of a sudden I became peaceful about my whole life, just became peaceful. And I didn't realize that so much was hinging on that in my personal life, was on who is president.
He's going to make Thanksgiving great again. He's going to make America, I mean, everything's going to be good.
You can say Merry Christmas again, perhaps.
You can probably say Merry Christmas and not get beat up.
I've already gone around already and started saying Merry Christmas because it felt like natural to do it.
Merry Christmas is back. All right, everyone, that is it for today. So we had some pretty interesting conversations. I'm curious, what do you guys think? Let me know down in the comment section below. And if you enjoyed this video, please make sure to hit that like button. Make sure to subscribe for more videos and hit that bell notification button so you're notified next time I post. And I'll catch you all in the next video. Rate this t-shirt on a scale from 1 to 10.
Oh, yes.
You got the 10 from the dog. We're back.